Hello, party people of the world. You're back with Danny and Evan with the first cut, episode 26. Evan, what are we doing today?
Japanese rock.
Japanese rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get in our first pick. Evan, how do you pronounce this band's name?
I'm still waiting on a response. I'm joking.
Yeah, all right. Like
Dhidalah.
Dhidalah.
I think that's what I'll go
the
with.
Threshold album. And their song Type Tip. I don't know. I can't speak English words.
Mm-hmm.
Holy God. I haven't listened to these artists yet. This is all fresh to me.
It's Japanese, not French.
I said fresh to me.
Oh,
God damn it.
Oh,
Evan, how you been, buddy?
razzing you. Oh, just fine. Just fine. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I just got a fresh wax downstairs.
Yeah, fresh layer. I just laminated myself.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
I got some new hardwood put in. It's a good thing that's going on in my basement parts, if you will. New plumbing and all of that.
Yeah, I just finished my basement.
I just got a new hot water heater.
Oh. Actually?
No, do you want to guess what that's a euphemism for?
What's that a euphemism for?
I don't know. I'd say if anything, maybe a prostate.
Yeah, I was gonna say what heats up urine. Okay, it's
urine.
too early in the
specifically,
podcast to start talking about disgusting.
Evan, would you like to talk about this list? What distinguishes this list, and all the fun things about this list?
Yes,
'cause this is a you list.
This is my list.
It's your list, not my list.
Yes, Japanese rock. Okay, so this list can, I think, very well for me be the first in I guess a series of Japanese themes, because because Japanese rock, I mean, that's incredibly wide open. I mean, I picked 3 bands for the list, and they're all within a pretty relatively similar field, which is kind of, I guess, like that krautrock, like early or mid 70s Damo Suzuki,
right.
Like kind of aesthetic, which is like spacey jam rock, just super vibey and trippy and psychedelic and to a degree. I guess that's kind of what I wound up going for, but I think that there's like so much to explore, and I think that the Japanese have such an interesting artistic palette,
right?
So to speak. And so yeah, I just want to start like diving into that sound, and Bandcamp has a lot of interesting picks, or a lot of like interesting work to show.
Could you distinguish for the beautiful people at home who are sitting on their couches or their bidets or whatever, what distinguishes Japanese rock from J-rock in your mind?
Well, I think to me it's like basically the same way I distinguish progressive rock and prog rock. And I think prog rock, I think like very specifically like, oh, my band sounds like Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah,
and progressive rock is like, oh, we sound different than anything you've probably heard before.
Yeah.
We might have some of the tropes like, longer songs and thematic, big story sections or whatever.
Right.
But I guess, that would be so Japanese rock, I think, is just rock made by Japanese people with the Japanese influence. And J-rock is, to me, like very much like a very specific sound.
That's interesting that you said that, because like I certainly get what you mean. Like, I don't hear this and think, yeah, this sounds like J-rock to me. But also that point on prog rock versus progressive rock, because like oddly, I feel like I've always felt that, but I've never vocalized that. But I totally agree. Yeah, when I think of like somebody's like, oh yeah, I'm in a prog rock band, be like, oh what, like a King Crimson cover band or. But yeah, when I think of progressive rock, don't inherently think of that sound. I just think, yeah, it's progressive, it's new, it's interesting, it's nuanced and everything. But yeah, interesting. And it's funny. I've described my style for a while as I should say in intimate circles. I have described it as alt prog. And the reason that I haven't gone outward to say, no, that's what it is, and just like openly be like, no, it's alt prog, is I always felt weird about that genre title. And I remember talking to Michael a while ago about it and saying like, oh yeah, I think my music is kind of like alternative progressive. And he's like, I don't think those two things can be a genre together, man. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, because alternative already dictates that it's like not standard, but so does progressive. I get that those aren't the same thing, but they're like two very different wavelengths that are like kind of saying a similar point. I'm like, yeah, and then you meet them in the middle and there you go. But in looking into it, I was like, are there bands that people, because I've seen the term before and it inspired me to think like that has to be a thing. And I wind up like Googling it and come across like subreddit after subreddit after subreddit of like, oh yeah, alt prog is definitely a thing. These are the bands that I consider that, like the Mars Volta and Radiohead, and bands that are like very alternative, at least somewhat progressive and things. And then I thought, okay, yeah, so now I don't feel fucking crazy for saying that my style is alt prog.
No, yeah, I've very well understood for a long time that alt prog is a very established, legitimate musical genre.
Yeah, well, now I know. Oh, and Porcupine Tree was another one they labeled under there, which I'm like, makes a lot of sense as to why I gravitate towards them.
Yeah, I think, Porcupine Tree are a great example of that, especially with their final handful of records.
Like Fear and The Incident.
Yep. And so something I like about this this joint so far,
right,
is
you mean the one you're smoking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Buffalo Soldier in the heart of America.
We could make that happen.
I wouldn't say no.
Maybe when we switch over to picks.
Maybe instead of doing a drinking game, it's a puff
Oh
game.
my god, that would be so much fun, dude.
Yeah, a puff game.
Like bong rips or something. Yeah. That'd be so sick. Let's say maybe like episode 35. I don't want to do that as the next one because we've talked about doing some WW for episode 30, and I'm about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what you're saying about this group.
Oh yes. So I like that it's just like, to me, I can hear a Japanese influence.
Sure.
Without even having like a Japanese vocal, because I think that's kind of like the litmus test to a degree. Like, it's like, oh yeah, what region of the world does this music come from? It's like, oh, wait for the vocals to come in and hear what language they talk in. It's like, or what accent they have or something.
Right.
But even that sometimes is not a good defining characteristic, because a lot of artists and bands like to put on kind of phony sounding accents and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, it's vague, and I mean, it's arguable. Like, if someone wanted to say like, no, I don't hear anything Japanese about this, or I don't hear how that influence comes through, it's like, okay, fair enough. I mean, it's like arguable.
I can hear it.
But yeah,
I've heard enough of like some of the Japanese more underground sounds to know. It's like, yeah, this sounds Japanese to me.
Yeah, I think the Japanese just have like a very unique sort of...
The great Japanese. We love the Japanese.
We love them.
We love the Japanese so much. That's right. Every day I talk about the Japanese. The great Japanese, the great Chinese. It's okay, right?
Immortal Severance.
Excuse me?
Immortal Severance?
I don't know what that means.
When you kill a corrupted monk?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was badass.
Yeah.
Actually, like, talk about Sekiro, and it would be actually appropriate.
We could. We haven't in a while because realistically, no one else is still talking about it because everybody's beaten it 4 times except you.
Nobody's talking about it because it's not a fucking
it's not Death Stranding.
Yeah, exactly. It's
nice. Yeah, I'm into that.
Very Boris. I mean, I hope that's not reductive to be like, oh, another Japanese band. They kind of sound like, but I mean,
pretty reductive. But it's okay. You can make up for it later.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about? We can talk about Sekiro. We can do it.
Well,
I know you said you're at the DOH.
Yeah.
Did you make it through Fountainhead all the way?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So
I took care of the big ass carp thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat the Divine Dragon.
Dude, how fun was that fight?
Yeah, that's badass. That was a great.
You have
classic.
no idea how much I wanted to tell you you're gonna have so much fun with this fight.
I love too that you have to repeat that that first one over the dragons of the tree or whatever.
Well, and I mean,
shit is crazy.
Yeah, but the big how do you fight this fucking thing? I mean, you could throw shuriken at it, but you're not gonna do you're gonna run out of ammo way before you get anywhere near killing it. You're not going to be able to get anywhere near the thing. So you're and that was my thing is honestly, I fought that thing probably 2 or 3 times before I realized the whole lightning thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I learned it by accident. So in my honest opinion, and I get that people may call me a fucking idiot, and that's totally fine.
Fucking idiot.
You fucking stupid piece of garbage. I found the solution to that fight completely non-obvious. That whole these trees are struck by lightning and you have to go to that one at a certain time to be able to utilize it. I was I didn't get that right away. It took me a while, but when I figured that out, I was this is really fun. It's really fun. Mm-hmm. I got frustrated long before I figured it out.
Interesting.
Did you fight the Sakura Bull?
Yeah, once, and I'm just I don't know. I don't really want to fight this thing right now.
Yeah,
because I didn't really enjoy too much fighting the blazing bull.
The what?
The blazing bull or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they call this one what is it? The blooming bull?
Something. The blooming onion or something.
The blooming onion. Yeah.
But Corrupted Monk. Corrupted Monk is one of those fights where
I hated the Corrupted Monk.
I actually really loved it just because I realize now how much fucking easier it could have been for myself. I had to fucking attempt it maybe 100 times before I realized, okay, Ichimonji, so deflect all of her attacks for one. Instead of dodging her attacks, deflect all of her attacks and get your posture all until it cracks. But then do Ichimonji double and get your posture back down, and then fuck up her posture in the process.
That's the funniest thing, really, though, is that's honestly in reflection, because I haven't played Sekiro in so long at this point. And again, I say that it's been 17 years, but it's been almost since the game came out, because I obsessed over it. I beat it 3 or 4 times, and then I was all right, I'm gonna do something else, and I haven't played it since. In reflection, one of my biggest critiques of that game is that it's really hard to get good at deflection, but once you do, the game is a fucking cakewalk. Minus 1 or 2 very specific bosses. It's all you have to do is run in, deflect everything they do, and then that's it, you win. And the Corrupted Monk is such a perfect example of that, because if you don't deflect what she does, she is a huge pain in the ass to fight. Oh yeah, you gotta get really good at this strategy of running off to the side and getting a secret death blow, and then another secret death blow.
Yeah, I gave up
and
on
then
that
you have to
entirely.
Throw fucking fistful of ash after fistful of ash in her face so you can get a couple of strikes in, and it's dude, it was.
Well, that's the thing.
It's one of those things that it's you either have to deflect like your life depends on it, or cheese.
Well, yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, so yeah, my thing is first round, just deflect, Ichimonji double, deflect, Ichimonji double, and within 30 seconds you get that first death blow, and then second phase, yes, you can try and cheese that death blow, but it's really fucking hard, and I could only do it like 4 or 5 times. And I wound up just kind of running around waiting for the illusions to disappear because I didn't have any snap seeds. But then I realized there's a prosthetic tool that allows you to dispel illusions.
The crybaby?
If that's what it is.
The little whistle finger thing?
Yeah, there you go. And of course I didn't have it. I didn't use that, but I realized that after the fact. I'm like, oh shit, that would have been hella useful. But so I just kind of run around and wait for the illusions to go away, and then just rinse, repeat. Just deflect, Ichimonji double. And then third phase, when the centipede comes out, then it's a very different story. And yes, Fistful of Ash, big time, like crazy. And then Fistful of Ash, whack, rinse, repeat, so you can get her vitality cut down about...
Could I see you whack again?
Yes. In fact...
Yeah, I know. I know your fucking hand is down your pants, as it often is.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to my little soldier. There it is. There she is.
There she is. She was hiding in the brush.
Brush fire.
Yeah.
No,
like like a little mushroom poking out of a brush.
Yeah, my little truffle.
Yeah, all right. Gotta sniff it out, huh? Did you not catch that one?
Huh?
I said you gotta sniff it out.
Yeah, sniff it out.
All right.
And so and then of course then she does the terror damage, which is like, oh shit, you gotta watch out for that.
Oh yeah, she does, huh?
Yeah, and so basically, it's
Forgot
like
about that.
just Fistful of Ash, so you can get a couple hits in and get her vitality cut in half.
You can do fireworks too, by the way. For the firecrackers, it does the same thing.
Yeah, well, I know, but I hate the fact that spirit emblems are so fucking like. I hate that you have to like either grind for them or buy them. So I try my best to not use them if I don't have to.
Okay.
I'd rather use Fistful of Ash because I have a million of them. And
Yeah,
I've never used them.
I only said that in the way of like, because I mean you get spirit emblems pretty commonly from just killing creatures, but that's the thing is like once you run out of Fistful of Ash, it's like I get you have a million of them, but they're like you do have a finite number of them. But anyways, I get what you're saying. Technically, that does go both ways because it's not like killing everything gives you a spirit emblem either.
I mean, I hate having to grind for anything, and so I'm like, because I've definitely had a couple points in the game where I've run completely out of spirit emblems, and I'm just like fuck, and I gotta go fucking grind around, right? And then save a bunch of sand, and then buy some, and then I have to, and so I don't know, I don't like that. But then so. Yes, then then you can get her posture damage all fucked up really easily, and you just at that point it's just Ichimonji because it's so easy to do, and then and it's straight done.
Straight done, dog.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I also beat what's her face, Orin.
Ooh.
I went back to her after I beat Corrupted Monk, and I was like,
she was way easier, wasn't she?
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try the deflect Ichimonji, and I'm like, beat her first try when I got back to her.
Did you Goomba stomp her? Like I recommended?
I didn't do that.
Oh man. Well, I was gonna say, see that's the thing. I've been waiting because I didn't want to interrupt. But that was my thing. I was going to say was there's only 2 times in the entire game. Well, technically 3, but realistically 2. 2 times in the entire game that I told myself like I need to master the deflection and then counter on these fights, and that was the centipedes, the long arm centipedes. Which, when you get good at their deflection, which is super broadcasted, when you get good at their deflection, they're extremely easy. And then Orin. Because Orin I beat, but I did get the Goomba Stomp to get her first death kill, which I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about. But you can walk up behind her and then just jump on top of her, and she gets aggroed to where you can get a death kill. Or a death blow, sorry. It's been a while since I played the game. Get a death blow, but she doesn't fight you. So you can just get a free death blow, and then she's like, alright, now you're dead.
It's so fucking jarring to just come back and be like, wow, this was so easy. This was actually easier to beat her than it was like some like common enemies in the game.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck? How did I have so much problem with it before?
Did you do the whole like Sakurai quest?
Which one?
Sakurai? The samurai in the well?
Oh yeah.
Where he like shows up, he's like, I feel like I can almost hear, and then you talk to him after you beat her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Just because I thought the lore between those two characters was super fascinating, because she's like in constant wait. She's obsessed with him, and he's obsessed with her, but neither one of them really know it, and it seems like they're kind of like spirited away from each other. It's just super fascinating when you like really look at it.
Yeah. And well, then you get like what a bundled Jizu or whatever.
Yeah, which is fuck all like of importance, but
I think is interesting because it's the like line in the item thing says like, oh yeah, Sakuza, take care.
Sakuza, that was his name. I said Sakurai, but yeah, Sakuza.
Yeah. It's like take care of this this child or something like that. I'm like, oh,
right.
What the hell?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. It's a lot of interesting details in that game, little tiny details, or like the one like villager in Mibu Village who's like locked himself in that like holy building, and he's obsessed with the water from the fountainhead. And you can bring it to him, and it turns him into one of the nobles. Have you done that? That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I think I did that one.
Sweet. It's a lot of weird little things like that are super fascinating. Or like the red eyes carp and everything. Like, yeah, it's cool.
Dude is so cute.
Who is?
Just the pot noble guy who turns into the freaking carp. Yeah.
Oh, that's not even what I meant, but yeah, that too. And then he's like, I need more scales. I need to be bigger.
Too small. Well, of course, I play it in Japanese, so I don't know how like it sounds. And
that being said, have you discovered? So there's a thing that happens after you kill the carp.
Well, yeah, he floats down to the guardian ape shit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you take the whisker, and then you take it.
Did you look inside his disgusting mouth?
Yeah, what, all the teeth and shit?
Yeah, that shit freaked me out. I can't look at that. Like, it gives me goosebumps. It's literally the entire inside of this fish's mouth is full of teeth. And human teeth, I should add, like molars. But it's the whole thing. There is not an empty amount of space.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it freaks me
I saw that Cheeto dust down in his little lair.
Yeah. But did you go back?
Go back where?
With the whisker.
Yeah.
So you talked to Homeboy and set him free.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Mr. Guy.
I don't feel weird at all. Like, oh, we should be talking about this with a spoiler alert. It's like, dude, the game's been out for a while. If you're going to play it, you've played it.
Yeah.
Unless you're you. Specifically.
Yeah. Well, I'm not into new games. I just play shit that I just had forever, and I just start Dark Souls 3 over again all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I decided to just pick up...
You did pick up the new Pokemon, though.
New Pokemon.
Yeah, the new Pokemon game that just came out. It's fucking Sword and Shield. Yeah.
Sword and Shield.
You've been playing a hell of a lot of that. I even looked. Your Pokédex is almost maxed out.
I think the last Pokemon game I played was probably on Game Boy.
You know what's funny? Before this one, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like a Crystal version, the second generation.
Yeah.
So not even Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color.
Crystal Virgin.
That's you. Wow. Yeah, that was a long video game talk.
Well, thanks, Dhidalah, for letting us talk about a great Japanese video game.
While listening to great Japanese music.
Listening to great Japanese music.
No water. Yeah. You about ready to move on, Word?
Yeah.
All right. Back with our next pick, people. And we're back, people. Second pick, we have Nivrayam by Koenji. God, dude. Evan, why don't you talk for a change in their song Nivrayam?
Koenji Hyakkei.
Thanks,
I think
dude.
that's what I'm going to go with.
I'm
Sorry
into this so
for any
far.
Accidental mispronunciations.
It's cool. They'll just fucking skin you alive when you go to Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, Japan. I love Japan. I mean, I imagine a lot of people love Japan, and a lot of, especially like in the West, I think Japan is very much romanticized.
I still really want to go.
Yeah, and I still really want to go. I think that it's, I've heard from a lot of people, my fiance included.
Fiance, got it. I thought you were saying finance for a second.
I know, it's weird that those words are like one N separates finance and fiance.
Yeah, weird. And a little kachuka over the E at the end.
Kachuka. Finance.
Finance.
My fiance.
My fiance, Mordecai.
Yes. Yeah, she's been to Japan. She was in Japan when she was
true.
A child.
Nope.
A 14-year-old child.
Negative.
Negative.
Fucking absolute lie.
Checked the ledgers.
So let me, before I berate you and how you like to lie to your fans, let me first say I really like the sound a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Quite a lot.
I fell into this like headlong. This is like really fucking unique. Yeah. And interesting.
Yeah. So Evan, your friends and your family, they would certainly call you a liar. Many people pulled for question have said, I've said, what do you think when you think of Evan, the main mean man Halfmann? What is the first word you think of? And 96% said liar.
Liar, not a doubt in my mind.
No, liar, because it's one word. I don't know if you know how polls work, but when you say one word, they come up with one word. So they would say liar. The remaining 4% said smelly.
Smelly.
Ooh, god damn. That's sick. So a lot of people think you're a liar. Evan, would you care to respond to this obvious fact?
Yes.
That I've presented you with?
I will respond. You want to hear my response? They are liars.
Ooh, shit.
Who do you believe?
Yeah.
Me, the respectable podcast host, or those fucking fools?
We could bring Colin in here one day.
He's a fool!
All right. We could bring Colin, your twin brother, in here one day and pretend it's like one of those like fucking shit, what movie was that in? The big clone thing of like
Clone Wars.
No, shoot him. He's the evil one.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
No, Face Off.
Was that originally Face Off?
Oh, I don't know if it was originally.
That was a thing in Face Off, yeah, but Face Off wasn't a clone thing.
Well, I know, but it was
I thought it was
but when you say like the trope of like no, shoot him, no him.
Was that originally Face Off? Okay.
I mean, yeah, that was
it could be
from Face Off.
Yeah,
which was Nicolas Cage, John Travolta.
I've seen the movie. I'm not proud that I've seen the movie, but I have seen the movie.
I would only admit that fact to very close family.
Yeah,
and friends.
I wouldn't admit that on a public platform like a podcast, but I have seen the movie. Yeah. But if you ask me again, I'll say that no, I have not.
God, this is chaotic. I love this.
Oh yeah, it's fucking wonderful. But I was thinking it was like Blade Runner or something for some reason, but I haven't seen Blade Runner, so there's a lot of really good movies I hear that I haven't seen. Mm-hmm. And it disturbs a lot of people. And a lot of people are like, Dan, you need to get your fucking life. You want to go back and forth on some movies that you think are classics, and I can tell you that I've never seen them. And
that's my thing. I mean, I've never seen fucking. It's like, I watched about. Sarah put on about like 10 minutes of The Sound of Music the other day, and
I don't think The Sound of Music is nearly as remarkable as a lot of people say it is, though.
Well, and I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. I mean, I only know, and of course, I think one of the most iconic parts of the movie is the beginning. The hills are alive, or whatever.
Yeah, it is a good movie. I'm not trying to say that it isn't.
I certainly have very little patience with movies. But yeah, no, let's go back and forth with classic movies or whatever.
Okay. Why don't you start? Because I can't think of anything.
So I'm gonna say a classic movie that I know you haven't seen, or a classic movie I think you haven't seen, or something?
Fuck, either or, dealer's choice. Just say a movie and I'll be like, I'll say whether I've seen it or not.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be the case that I've seen it or not, does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so
absolutely.
I have to have
because
seen it.
that's the thing is if you're like The Fifth Element, I'd be like I haven't seen it, which I have not, and then you're like it's such a good movie though. Like if you haven't seen it, you're gonna look like a fucking piece of shit. Yeah.
Okay, and Fifth Element, yeah. Because
I have not seen The Fifth Element.
Which
I hate that I came up with a fucking perfect example for you, and I can't come up with one for myself.
I just ooh, god damn.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Giving me an erection.
Yeah, The Fifth Element. It's not very good. I mean, it's kind of just like a male gaze.
Movie?
No, that's the Martian one. What's that?
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. There's another one that had Schwarzenegger in it. I know what one you're talking about, which is stupid because I was thinking about this the other day and I couldn't remember the name when I needed to. I remembered it later and now I can't remember it again. It's the one they just remade it. It had Colin Farrell in it, who I fucking
Total
can't
Recall.
stand. Was it Total Recall? It's something Recall.
I think it's it might be. Recall is the Martian one I'm thinking of. So if it's not that,
I do think that that is what it is.
It's the one where it's like a simulation or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Phil Dick novel.
I think you're right. I think it's called Total Recall. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's the one where in the original his eyes like pop out of his fucking head or some shit.
Yes. Yeah. Total. Well, that was a dream.
Yeah.
But yes.
Jesus Christ.
I could have sworn The Fifth Element had Schwarzenegger in it. But then again,
the original one absolutely did. Yeah.
You just said it didn't.
No, I didn't.
A couple of minutes ago, I said, "Isn't that the one that had Schwarzenegger in it?" And you said, "No, you're thinking of that one where he's on Mars."
No. What?
This is recorded. We can go back and listen to it later.
We should go back because I'm pretty sure. I said, "Oh, is that the Martian one?" And you're like, "No, it's not the Martian. There's another one or something."
We'll go back and listen to that later. There's no point in arguing over something that we can't prove right now, but we'll talk about it on the next podcast. I had a good one too. Oh, Judge Dredd. Or Dredd, I think was the remake, because the original was supposed to suck, but the new one was really good. Dredd.
Never seen that.
It's really good. Really good. I recommend it.
It's like little shrimp legs.
He's doing a stupid thing with his hand. He's not high. Which is funny, because we said we were going to change that, but then we didn't.
Yeah, this music is already making me a little high. So.
It's making you weird, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, go.
It's like
Next
the dance
one.
of eternity.
Come on, let's go. Rattle them off. Don't even think about it. Just go, 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 go. You're not going.
Okay, classic. Okay, Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah, I've seen Mars Attacks.
Which is fucked up because I'm like, great, let's do like Martian fucking movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the funny thing with Mars Attacks. I think Mars Attacks is actually a really good movie, but because it's one of those like so good it's bad.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, I said that backwards. So bad it's good. It's a horribly stupid movie.
But it's got
that's
star power to save.
Yeah.
Fucking, like...
Well, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that same vein, fucking Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Yep.
I love that.
Classic. Okay. Whose turn is it?
Yours. I don't know how you forgot that fast.
Let's see.
Any superhero movie I know is an absolute no, so I won't even bring them up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not into that shit.
No, I know. Except for like the Dark Knight series. I think you've seen them.
Yeah. And even the final one of that was so insipid.
Honestly, I think they were all really bad, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. But I liked Heath Ledger's Joker. That's all I will say nice about those movies. I liked his portrayal as Joker. That's it. And I like Christian Bale. I don't think he was a terrible Batman, but everything surrounding him being Batman was pretty shit.
Let's see. Classic movie. Have you seen Fight Club? You've seen Fight Club.
Oh yeah, of course. I love Fight Club. It's a great movie.
Fight Club. See, already I'm running out of my reservoir of like movies I even know about.
I'm in the same boat because that's the thing is I get so much shit all the time for like, I can't believe you've never seen that movie, and like some of them like I just have a pretty good feeling they're probably not great movies. Like Signs. I don't think I need to see Signs.
No. It is fucking hilarious though. Like unintentionally hilarious. Oh my god.
Fuck, man. It's a really good movie. I mean, of course I can think of like have you seen Star Wars? Seen all of them. You've seen all of them, I've seen all of them. What's the point?
Damn. What a roller coaster.
I can only think of movies that aren't that good. Like they're all right, and I think people think they're awesome. Like I thought of like Gran Torino, that Clint Eastwood movie, and so many people are like, that movie's fucking awesome. It's like, it's really not
the movie
awesome.
makes me really uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to watch it again.
And I'm not saying that to say it's a bad movie, but like, it isn't awesome. Like, awesome is a disgusting like overstretch. Jesus, pissing. That's fucking badass.
And there's a lot of people in this band too, it looks like.
Yeah, I bet there is. It looks like a whole fucking ensemble.
And it seems like, like a collective more than a band.
No, that's cool though. I dig that. Yeah. It reminds me, like, honestly, this reminds me of like everything I would have wanted from Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time.
Like if and I'm not, I don't like them. I don't say that to shit on them. I think what they're doing is actually really cool and somewhat innovative. It's not my style, but I feel like this is the more refined version of that.
Yeah, I think Mr. Mario M. Jones here in the comments kind of hits the nail on the head.
It says Marie.
Oh, Marie.
Yeah.
Shit, I thought this was like...
When did you have your vision
Mario.
last checked? It's me, Marie.
More than a year ago. And I'm getting VSP here pretty soon, so...
There you go. VSP is fucking sick. I wish I still had it.
Yeah. So yeah, jazz, prog, metal, opera...
Oh my god! Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah, I never seen that shit.
Oh my god, it's so good though! It's in Spanish.
I've seen, so I have a friend named Pan, and I've seen his Labyrinth, but I've never seen the movie.
I have that somewhere. I would really like for you to watch it. It's a phenomenal movie. It's not what you'd expect, because that's the thing, is like, it's like, oh yeah, it's like very fairy tale, but it's so fucking dark. There's like people getting their fucking tongues cut out and shit.
Well, I just think of the 46
so
and 2 over that scene or whatever.
Yeah, with the pale man. Yeah, that movie's so fucking good, dude. And you know, it's funny. I'm really hit or miss with Guillermo del Toro. I really enjoy saying his name, but his films, he's definitely made several that I think are really good. And he's made several that I think are not awesome. I really did not enjoy Mama or Crimson Peaks. But Pan's Labyrinth is probably one of my favorite movies ever. God, it's just so fucking good. The imagery in that movie is just resplendent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the story is wonderful, too. Yeah,
well, that's good.
I love it. I think you should definitely watch it. That would be my... I would probably put that at the very top of my, like, please actually make time and watch this movie list of movie. The only other one that I know that you haven't seen that I want to put up there is The Nightmare Before Christmas. But that's, like, honestly just purely for the novelty of it. It's not even because I think you'd think it's a phenomenal movie. It's just like, I mean, just say you've seen it.
Well, yeah, I feel like if I watch a movie at this point, especially like a more classic movie, that's why I'm watching it, is so that I can tell people, oh yeah, I've seen that, and this is what I think of it.
I feel very similarly,
because I'm so tired of having conversations with people, and they want to talk about a movie, and I'm like, oh, I've seen like 2 seconds of it.
I've heard of that. I was the same way about BioShock for a long time.
Which, I mean, I could talk for a long ass time about BioShock because I've played it. And so,
so have I.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about it necessarily because I didn't really care for it. which I know I get shit on a lot for that opinion. I'm like, maybe if I would have played it when it came out, I would have a different opinion. But you did see Coraline, though.
Oh, Coraline's brilliant. It's probably
it's
probably my favorite movie at this point, to be totally honest.
It's your favorite or one of your favorites?
Yeah, I mean,
it is a great movie.
It's my
Especially
favorite,
for an
but
animated movie.
that list kind of fluctuates, depending on on this.
Was that a Tim Burton movie?
Tim Burton, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I know it's in his style, certainly.
Oh God, and here's where you can then say, here's why I can just say this. No, I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas. Sue me, fight me, kill me.
Sponsor me or fight me.
Sponsor
We've heard
me.
it before, yeah.
At the beginning of your upkeep, you have to choose one.
Yeah. That's the one thing I love about doing lists like this within, lists like this is people can hear this and they can be like, how the fuck has he never seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, it's bullshit nonsense. We're not talking about the music, but it's like, how have you not seen that fucking movie?
Yeah, I figure if we were doing like hella short YouTube videos, 7-minute long videos, they're like, this band is really cool. This is what we like about them. This is their sound. Next band. No, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's loose, man. We're loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey in the caboosey.
But all that being said, I mean, I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm totally up to it. I mean, I want to see it. It's just, this is the way I am with any new thing I see. So any new video game, any new book, or any new IP, any new game, any new whatever it may be. If I play it or if I watch it or whatever, and I don't really vibe with it that much, it's just so I'm just I don't really want to delve too deep into the rest of the work of the creator or something.
Sure, yeah.
But when I really do vibe with something, so Coraline, I just become obsessed with it, and I'm I don't want to think about another movie. I just want to think about this fucking movie.
Oh, fair. I was gonna say, how did you feel about Sweeney Todd? Because I know you've seen it.
Oh, I love Sweeney Todd. Yeah.
Same director, obviously.
Yeah.
Very different style though.
Oh yeah.
I also thought that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, even.
I love Sweeney Todd, and I've been meaning to watch it.
That's way up on my I want to rewatch that list for sure.
But yes, Coraline is wickedly good.
Yeah,
and I think it just it hits every button that I like to see in really good.
It's a great movie.
It's a really good movie. I mean, great theme. I mean, I love the theme of life isn't perfect, but it's what you have, and you have to cherish it.
Did you ever see Spirited Away? Similar movie.
I don't remember. The only Ghibli movies I've ever seen.
I know you saw Ponyo.
I've seen Ponyo. I've seen Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Which is great, yeah. And I've seen.
Did you see Mononoke? That's a really good one.
No, I've never seen favorite. Princess Mononoke.
Oh, phenomenal.
I watched. Oh God. Totoro. Yeah.
Totoro's cute, but it has no point.
That's it's a strange movie, I must say. Yeah, it's one of those movies where, and I'm really glad that we're keeping it on a Japanese.
Cat box, dog. Cat box, cat bus.
Cat bus, yeah, cat bus is badass.
Yeah, Cat Bus is pretty cool. To be fair, though,
I think that's cool how we kind of rounded back out to classic Japanese art. Yeah. It's just that's pretty cool.
I've seen a pretty fair amount of Ghibli movies.
I mean, they're on my list because I love Studio Ghibli and everything.
Spirited Away, you need to put at the top of that list. That movie is fucking phenomenal. And I should say, I said it's thematically similar to Coraline. That's not. It's similar in the way where it's the shit with my parents, and I can't fucking stand my parents, dude. It's oh, well, they're fucking gone now. Get your life.
Yeah. Get your pool.
Get you a pool. Those are two remarkably different references. But Spirited Away is a fucking excellent movie. And so is Coraline. But yeah, And then revolving back to the central theme, an idea of like, appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
It's good. I think you'd love that movie. And Mononoke too, but Mononoke is like a big thing about like, we're destroying nature. Stop destroying nature. And Billy Bob Thornton is in Princess Mononoke. He has like a bit character though, which is really weird to think, because I think he's the only A-list actor in that movie. But yeah, his character is like fucking maybe 12 lines.
Yeah. So what's it again? Totoro.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I love
awesome.
this music, dude. It's fucking sick. I'm glad we decided to do this.
Yeah.
Glad I came out of hibernation for a few minutes.
Totoro. I think the thing with that movie is that I think, in my opinion, as a conceptual work of art, I think it's a lot more valuable than just taking it at face value.
Okay.
Because at face value, jump scare warning.
Well, they tried to make me shit my pants. I'm not sure if they succeeded. Time will tell on that.
Thumbs up and like and subscribe and for
like this podcast if you need oxygen to survive.
Yeah, seriously.
If you're a more merfolk, then thumbs down and comment, and I'll give you Evan's address, and you can steal his hair/seed.
Yeah, I don't play that merfolk bullshit.
I didn't ask.
So anyhow,
Totoro.
Totoro. So at face value, it's like, what is it? It's a story where like really not much happens. God, it is like very snail pace. And
Jesus, this is good.
Yeah. Well, even by the end of even by the end of the movie, it's like, that's it? It just ends? Like,
yep.
I was waiting for something really climactic, but
I was waiting for anything to happen. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that to say it's a bad movie. It's
no, exactly. I don't want to say any of this.
It's like a fucking episode of Seinfeld. It's just something and nothing happens.
I think, however, conceptually, I deeply appreciate that movie. I won't say love, because I mean it hasn't really clicked with me in a deep loving way, but I think I very much appreciate it because Hayao Miyazaki has. I watched an interview with him where he explained like where that movie sort of came to him in his life, and it was that movie came to him after sort of a long kind of run of like working on sci-fi films and fantasy sort of like very fantastical adventure movies.
Wait. You've seen Aliens, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first one. Yeah,
it's great.
Anyways, that's great, definitely. Big time. Sigourney Weaver. Mm-hmm. She's weird.
She's a handsome woman.
She's a handsome woman.
That's a Family Guy reference. What do you have against Sigourney Weaver?
Nothing.
You said she's weird.
She's weird. Well, I mean, she's weird. Good weird.
All right, like endearing. All right.
Endearing.
Please continue.
So I think the movie, Totoro, I think it's such a special movie because of like what it represents to Hayao Miyazaki, like his life and his artistic growth, and in the way that like when he came up with the idea for the movie, it was very like organic for him, and it was very inspired by his own childhood and very inspired by sort of like a fantastical realism that he was fascinated in, from youth.
Right.
And I just deeply respect that, and I think it's one of those movies that may grow on me. But yes, like it definitely at face value, I don't find it to be like I wouldn't be surprised if I showed that movie to someone and they came back saying like, I don't know, it didn't really do anything for me. I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
Right.
But I mean, let's talk about like maybe like the concept and like the underlying the subtext, if you will. It's one of those kind of movies.
Yeah.
it's definitely not an immediate satisfaction kind of movie.
Liam Neeson was in Ponyo.
That's right.
You about ready to move on, Evan?
Let's move on.
Let's move on. All right, people, we will be right back.
Yeah.
All right, people, we're here with our third and final artist of the evening. We have Ruins. I can sure as shit pronounce that one. And
No. That's Japanese. It's wrong.
Okay, and their album Burning Stone, and then of course their track that's going to be a little harder, Zaska Koska, I guess.
Yeah.
Their song. Let's do this shit. You know what I mean? Again.
Yeah.
Fucking A. This is why we need a fucking studio where we have videos, because there's been at least twice on tonight alone where I've like jumped out of my fucking skin.
Oh yeah.
Still didn't shit my pants though.
The Ruins. Yeah. Ruins. This band I discovered actually a longest time ago. I've been kind of like
This is sick.
champing at the bit to include this band in, if not in a list, but like in some context on the show at some point.
This is badass.
Yeah, because I was at the old record store, you know record store, right? People, you know what those used to fucking be.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, was it the business?
no,
Oh,
it's
shit.
everyday music.
Really?
And I was so this band is from Japan in like the late 80s.
Damn.
And their CD that I bought was so John Zorn, who's a pretty well known sort of avant-garde composer.
Yep. Everyone knows John Zorn. Come on.
Everybody knows John Zorn.
No, John Zorn. Yeah, he's a fucking legend.
Yeah. He he did a lot of remixing and remaster or something. He did a lot of work on
drugs.
on old on old material and stuff for a lot of artists.
Right.
And there's a lot of artists that he's worked with that I would love to talk about someday on the podcast. But anyhow,
Would you also love to work with those artists?
yeah. So Ruins is one of those bands I discovered in that way, and they are crazy. I mean, listen to it. I mean, it's...
They do remind me a bit of Can,
Yeah.
for sure. A little bit of Swans too.
Yeah. It's like, I don't technically know much about this band, and I don't know what their actual, their work ethic is, but I mean, this certainly sounds like free improvisation. It sounds like...
Yeah, Ooh, you know what this is reminding me of? Captain Beefheart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It reminds me of... see, when I discovered this band, I think the reason I really gravitated towards it and went for it was, at the time, I was very obsessed with Merzbow, Koenji Hyakkei, so a couple of Jim O'Rourke, they messed around with just fucking music that is on the fringe of what is acceptable to most normal humans.
Yes.
and they take it to something extreme. And so I still love those artists very much, but I've kind of come back down to earth.
Right.
But yes, Ruins is a band that finds rotation in my stereo every now and again.
Very nice.
Yep. It's crazy fucking music. Yeah.
It sure sounds like it. I'm glad for this time we've had together, Evan, but now it has to come to an end. You must die.
Oh my god.
No, it's fucking cool, dude. I'm about it.
Here's where it starts. Here's where it starts to sound like. Get that much.
He knows. You can't see me shaking my head. He can. He knows why. I swear to God, if we ever do get to a visual point in the podcast, you know that shit needs to come to an end, right?
Well,
Jesus. It's not sponsor friendly. I'll tell you that.
you know what I fucking love is Woodinville whiskey.
We're not talking about Woodinville whiskey 2 podcasts in a row.
Oh,
Talk about them again on episode 30 when we're drinking them.
Oh my god. Actually would hit the spot right now, though. Big time.
Have some. I do have some.
Maybe.
We can do it after this, though. That would hit the spot right now. I would really enjoy some Woodinville whiskey. Man, boy, I sure would like that. I have some. I can get it for you. I don't know.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah, this is trippy-ass music.
I'm about it. I just really wish that I was on something harder than just life. Although life is pretty fucking hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Life is like the Dark Souls of life.
Yeah, seriously. Dark Souls is like the Dark Souls of Dark Souls, but life is like the Dark Souls of Dark Souls.
And I can only hope that when I die, that the last thing I see is you died in front of my field of view.
Yeah, as you're fucking blanking out.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you might, when enough of that fucking DMT goes to your brain, maybe that's what you'll see. Would you, hang on, wait. I was pretending I was like the Wheel of Fortune. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer like the whole Mass Effect, like
Both. Both at the same pinche time.
I don't think you get both. I think you get one or the other.
Probably the Dark Souls thing, because Dark Souls has...
What about Metal Gear Solid? Don't like Snake!
Yeah.
Snake!
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Yeah. No, probably more Dark Souls. I mean, I love Mass Effect deeply, but Dark Souls is...
You get that little shiver.
touches me more to a deeper part of my
I've seen it.
core.
Anus. Right.
What?
A deeper part of your anus is what I
Anus.
said, yeah.
Anus.
Anus. Jeez, this is so badass. Yeah, you do like Dark Souls. It's always... I will never not be entertained by the fact that the first time you played Dark Souls, you pretty much went, man, fuck this game. I am never playing this goddamn shitty game ever again. And then I convinced you to pick it up again, and now you're obsessed. I convinced you to try it, and then I convinced you to pick it up again. But after that, that's all you, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I find that most anything in life, this is a lesson, so anyone who's listening, sit the fuck down and listen.
I got my tea.
Yeah. And if you're driving, like, pull at the shoulder or something, and like listen deeply. Because
that's what I'm doing, because we're driving right now.
So this isn't one of those bullshit podcasts where you can just loaf off.
If you're sleeping, wake the fuck
Wake
up, Todd.
Wake up, Todd. You're fucking so lazy.
Todd, you listen to me, and you listen good. I know you had a long day today, but I'm not fucking around. You better wake your dumb ass up. Okay, I can't even with this anymore.
Todd, look, your father, he doesn't approve of your lifestyle, but your mom loves you very much.
Okay, I got it maybe a little too real.
Okay.
What lifestyle choices do you think prompted that? Like, he smokes balls. I meant to say malls, but I think you guys know what I meant.
Ball mall.
He's like, yeah, his dad's like, I can't condone that. There are better cigarettes out there.
Yeah.
And you deserve better. And his mom's like, I don't give a shit.
Yes.
As long as you're still, like my son. Evan, lay this fucking wisdom down on me already.
So I find that...
I'm primed and ready.
Oh, yeah.
My brain is spread eagle, waiting to receive your wisdom.
My wisdom load.
Yeah. I want you to blow a hot load of wisdom all over.
Okay, so my
all
wisdom...
over my stomach.
Is I find that... so things that I find that I like the most in my life, like that, such any kind of art or whatever,
all right,
are things that I disagree with or don't like at first, and things that I think what you have to do sometimes is it's like stretching that boundary. It's like stretching out the membrane, of what you can accept to be like a good work of art.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
And so I think let's say you're someone who is used to listening to kind of easier music, more casual music, if you
more
will.
accessible.
More accessible music.
That's what I like to say. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, but I'm getting explorative, and I want to like get into something that's a little more, maybe a little more fringe. And let's say you listen to this, you're probably not gonna like this from the start. You're probably gonna think like, this is too much. This is like, this band is like kind of stretching itself to something that is, it's just, you might think, oh, it's they're trying too hard, or they are it's pointless, or it's whatever.
Right.
But I think for a lot of artists that I've heard, it's taken that, like, it's almost like a slap in the face. It's like, you have to just appreciate it. And you're like, wow, I just appreciate that. And that appreciation for me a lot of the times turns into genuine, like, wow, I love that.
You know what's funny? I was just about to say the exact same thing. Like, there's not to the just to your last sentiment, and I agree with everything you've said. But that is what I was going to say. It was like, there's several bands that like I would listen to, or I'd be like, what the fuck is this? And I hated it at first, but I could accept it and I could appreciate it. And then when I would go back and listen to it again, it would actually like really grow on me. So like the first obvious example that comes to mind for me is Scott Walker. Because you introduced me to Scott Walker, and granted, like when I've heard more of his like Baroque styles of like his earlier albums, I just genuinely like that. But his later albums, when he was a little bit of an older man, that music is inaccessible. Like, you have to really want to challenge your understanding and your perception of what music can be to accept that.
Yeah, Sarah and I were having a conversation about I was telling her about the song Jessie and explaining the meaning
horrible,
of that song.
But it's great.
And she was like, okay, just stop. I can't. That's like really disturbing. I'm like,
dude.
It's extremely disturbing. Yeah.
But see, that's what and granted, not all of it's disturbing. Well, I mean, yes, it's all disturbing, but not like dark. Because this is disturbing, but it's not necessarily disturbing in a bad way. It's just, it's very different. It makes you think outside of your comfort zone, and that's what it means to disturb. But yeah, certainly in the case of like Jessie or Exit or fucking Zircon by Scott Walker, like those are they're dark. They're fucking morose. Mm-hmm. But the thing is you introduced me to Scott Walker. I'm almost positive that you did. And I fucking hated it the first time I listened to it. I think Jessie was the first song you showed me. It was either that or The Escape, which is very possible. And I remember I hated it when I first listened to it. And I, for a while, certainly felt, I was like, yeah, this is not musical. This is just some dog shit that some guy fucking made because he was bored, I guess. And then I grew to understand, no, it is music. There's a lot of musicality involved in it, and I grew to appreciate it, and I grew to even not only like it but love it. And I'm genuinely inspired by Scott Walker now. I listen to his music sometimes, and I feel similarly about bands that you've shown me. Like Suicide is a great example that I can remember, and of course the song Frankie Teardrop. I remember like really putting me off, and Swans, of course.
Swans just put out a new album too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
it's quite fucking good.
I think they called it, what was that? It was farting on a loaded metro subway.
Yeah, I mean they could get away with that.
Yeah. Sharding. I'm sorry. Yeah,
sharding. Leaving meaning.
Yeah, kicking a shit out of my pants. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Now Swans is cool. I like Swans.
So, yes. God. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Boy, I'm running out of things to talk about. I saw Frozen 2 the other day.
Is that why you have a bucket?
Yeah. That is what that is, yeah. I'm not just like a fucking Halloween pervert. Let me steal this kid's bucket. It's got Frozen 2 on it. It's got Elsa and Elsa's sister on it. And a snowman.
I've never seen either of those movies.
I don't give a shit!
Then
Yeah,
again,
really?
now we're back on the topic of movies.
You never saw the original? I don't know how does that, you have kids.
Yeah, yeah.
They've seen it, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I've never seen it.
It's not awesome. Like, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I feel very similarly about the second one. Like,
I think, yeah. Okay,
really
so if we're
missing
gonna
out.
briefly retouch a topic of like why I think it is that.
I could think of something you could retouch.
Well. So like, yeah, the topic of like movies that I have or haven't seen, and like why I think I tend to not go like movies don't.
Right.
There's just something about like the film
Right.
medium that doesn't do much for me, and I think what that tends to be is I am not hugely interested in dramatization. I'm not really that interested, to be totally honest, in stories like story arcs that are like, at the start of the movie the protagonist is insecure and meek and unsure of himself, and in the middle he has some kind of conflict, and by the end
like
he has a climax.
character development.
Yeah, it's just, I find it kind of insipid. It's just something that doesn't really do anything
I
for
get
me.
what you mean.
And the movies I really, really love are either movies that do
Lost
it
in
really,
Translation.
yeah, movies that either.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, okay, so movies that either do it really well, or movies that just do something completely different.
Right.
And I think Lost in Translation is along with Coraline, probably my favorite movie ever.
Well, what I was going to say about Lost in Translation is Lost in Translation does do that. But you then turn to say, yes, but they do it really well.
So fucking beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, God, what a beautiful movie. And I think, honestly, too, Lost in Translation, I kind of owe it maybe to,
Back
like,
to Japan, by the way.
it was, it's big time. There you go. Fuck, this is
Tokyo, even.
really, this list has worked really well. Well, but in that movie they go to Tokyo.
This list has been a miraculous success.
This list has been a miraculous list.
Listen to me. Go ahead.
On the list of all my lists,
On the list
this
of all of my
list is
lists.
one of them.
On the list
The
of all
list-
of my fish.
The list of things I have heard now contains everything.
What is that from?
That's from Futurama, which
Right,
is an
right.
episode in which they did like an anime style, so it's back
That's
to
right,
Japan.
that's right, yeah.
So,
That was a good episode where they had a bunch of different styles.
yeah. Oh, that was great. Yeah, reincarnation. I think. No, I can't remember. Whatever. So, anyhow, yeah. That's my beef with
Lost in Translation.
Oh, fuck off. No, Lost in Translation, yeah. They Sofia Coppola. Coppola. She yeah.
Are you not hearing this?
Oh, I thought this was just the sound of my fucking ambient brain. No,
Yeah. No, this is sick.
Yeah. Power shift.
Yeah. How about it?
I'm gonna power shift later in my car. No, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah.
Oh god. A blown transmission would definitely be something I
Expensive.
wouldn't need.
True.
Something I don't need near the Christmas season. Be
Is
like,
it
hey
Christmas?
kids, guess what you're getting for
Is it Christmas already?
yeah, basically.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
So
Oh, true.
yep. I'm hearing from top brass that it's time to
It's
wrap
the
up.
producer saying it's time to wrap it up. He's banging on the door. It's like, wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, Ruins. Fucking badass band. Definitely my pick of the week. I know we don't do really like pick of the week.
I mean, there's no reason we can't.
I know it's loosey goosey. But yeah, I just it's nice to like sort of uncover a band that you realize you've known for a long time and be able to say like, hey, let's plop that in there.
Yeah, true that.
Especially
and it totally fits the criteria of what we do.
And see, what I love about this list too is that, I mean, there are so many different iterations I could do with that are Japanese themed, because the Japanese body of work, like as far as artists and stuff, is so incredibly diverse.
Right.
God, there's just so much to jump into.
Sure.
I think I could do folk next, and it would be perfect. I could do electronic next. I could do.
I'll tell you what you couldn't do next. Post rock.
Post rock.
Just kidding. It's an inside joke. People, we've had so much fun here today. I'm putting on my cardigan. You can't see it. I'm about to say goodbye to my neighbors. It's a Mr. Rogers reference. We all knew where I was going with that. Well, come on, I don't need to meet the rule of
Master
threes.
Rogers.
Master Rogers. Moshe Rogers. We've had so much fun here today. I believe maybe you've learned something. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you've unlearned something. I don't know. Maybe you think Evan and I are unenlightened. I think Evan's a liar, and he hasn't proved otherwise yet, so I'm just saying. But here's what I can say. Listen to these artists. Expand your horizons. Don't smoke meth. Don't drink and drive.
This is all I'll say.
And like and comment.
All
and share.
I will say.
Share it with your friends.
Forget about everything I've said in this whole fucking episode.
That's
and this
a
is
lot.
all you need. It's a lot. This is all you need to remember.
Okay.
Oh, listen to the music.
I hate you so much.
Kill me. And then sponsor me.
Goodbye, everybody.